The Egyptian Book of the Dead, written by E.A. Wallace Budge, Penguin Classics Edition. This book is about the long and tedious rituals that the Egyptians performed on the dead bodies of the royalty. They believed that through these rituals that one could experience the same treasures and lifestyles as they did in their mortal life. With these rituals, you really can take it with you. The Egyptian Book of the Dead was written into 4 parts, and each part was made up of several chapters. The chapter would break down the importance of a particular ritual. The book then explained that the Egyptians preserved the bodies and all its contents of the royalty in preparation for the afterlife. The book included many rituals. I picked the heart because of its unique power. The heart, being one of the most vital organs, had a very long ritual and purpose in the afterlife. The Egyptians removed the heart because they believed that Anubis would give them a new one. Anubis was the Egyptian god of embalming and preparing the dead for the afterlife. Anubis gave approval for all who would gain admittance into the afterlife. Without his approval, the deceased would perish into the underworld. This giving of the heart had 2 specific meanings. 1, Anubis had embraced him, and he was worthy. Anubis giving the deceased the heart was very important for later journeys throughout the afterlife. Next, the text describes the deceased speaking with his soul. His soul takes the form of a hawk with a human head. The deceased with his heart in his hand speaks to his soul. This symbolized speaking to one's sins. Next, the deceased gives the heart to Osiris, the Egyptian god of the dead. In the Egyptian afterlife, if Anubis doesn't give the deceased a heart, he can't give it to Osiris. If Osiris doesn't accept the heart, then the deceased won't be able to eat the cakes of Osiris. If he doesn't eat the cakes, then he won't be able to journey down the Nile River. Then he won't be able to reach the gates of heaven. And then the deceased will perish into the underworld. The heart is very important. The Egyptians believed that at the gates of heaven, Seb, prince of the gods, would open your eyes to all that is holy. Many religions express the same belief of this seeing all things holy. After the deceased arrives to the gates of the heavens, the goddess Sekheti would guide him to the heavens. The heart is needed for entrance into heaven. The next few chapters discuss ways to prevent the heart from being taken away in the underworld. The incantations begged the creatures of the afterlife to not take the heart that was given by Anubis, because if they did, the deceased would perish into eternal darkness. The person who performed the rituals chanted of everlastingness, "Take ye not this heart of Osiris, Ani, into your grasp, this heart of Osiris, and cause ye not words of evil to spring up against it." The Egyptians believed that the heart that was given to the deceased by Anubis would protect him in the afterlife, because through the power of the heart lies Osiris. The heart of Osiris Ani is victorious. It is made new before the gods he hath done. Keeping the heart that was given was just as important as receiving the heart. If the heart were to be taken by the dark creatures of the underworld, the deceased would suffer defeat. This was just one of the many obstacles that he had to overcome to reach everlasting life. In the end, no one knows if the deceased became triumphant. I would like to think they were. The end.